Hello friends, how are you? I hope all are fine and healthy. Welcome to Affairs Cloud Learn to Lead. This is Ashu and today we will discuss very important current affairs of 28th of February 2021. You can see two best images of the day, but today we will discuss 10 to 11 very important and most important current affair. So watch the video till last. But before proceeding, I just want to request all the students that you have to like this video, you have to share as maximum as possible, and you have to subscribe this channel. And I want to discuss about Affairs Cloud subscription, that you can buy our Affairs Cloud current affair PDF subscription at very minimal cost. How you can buy this? You have to download our application that named as Careers Cloud. So remember, the name of the application is not Affairs Cloud, name of the application is Careers Cloud. How you can download this application? You have to go to the description box. Under the description box, we put a downloading link, and by this link, you can download this app easily. And we are providing 1 year subscription as well as 2 year subscription at very minimal cost. And what we are providing under the subscription? We are providing daily wise PDF. In the daily wise PDF, you will get two PDFs. One is related to the detailed and the theoretical current affair of particular day. Second is related to the question and answer PDF of that theoretical and the detailed current affair. It means you can revise the current affair of daily in the format of the question and answer. Next is the weekly PDF, very important because you can learn current affairs according to week wise. Next is the weekly test, very important to evaluate yourself that how much current affair you can retain for long time period. Next is the monthly PDF, and it is the most important section because we are providing various PDFs according to your convenience. Like first PDF is the study PDF. It means all the theoretical and detailed current affair like newspaper current affair will be provided to you in under this PDF. Next is the question and answer PDF. It means all the theoretical current affairs will be provided to you in the form of question and answer so that you can revise again and again. Next is pocket PDF. As the name suggests, it is very useful before your exam because you can revise the current affair very quickly in theoretical format. Next is the banking, finance and economy PDF, very important for those aspirants who are preparing for banking exam. And last is the top 100 current affairs. It means the best 100 current affair will be provided to you in the form of question and answer so that you can revise again and again. So all these things provided to you every month. It means daily, weekly PDF, weekly test and monthly PDF will be provided to you every month so that your current affairs section will become strong. And these current affairs are provided at very minimal cost. You have to download this application like Careers Cloud application, and you will surprised to see the price. And on that minimal price, we are providing you 10% extra discount. How you can avail this 10% extra discount? If you use this code ASH10, then you will get 10% extra discount. So let's start today's current affair, that is the 28th of February 2021. But I am requesting you again, student, that you have to like this video, you have to share as maximum as possible, and you have to subscribe our channel. Let's start our first section, that is the most important question section, and we will discuss 4 to 5 questions under the most important question section. And here is the first question. Prime Minister Modi ji inaugurated second Khelo India National Winter Games 2021 in which state or UT? So two things are very important under this question. First is it is the second Khelo India National Winter Game 2021. It means you have to remember also that first Khelo India National Winter Game started in 2020, and it was hosted by two states, or you can say the two UTs. One is the Jammu and Kashmir, second is Ladakh. But now there is only one UT or the state who is hosting Khelo India National Winter Games. And don't confuse with the Khelo India Youth Games and Khelo India University Games, because Khelo India University Games hosted by Karnataka and Khelo India Youth Games will be hosted by which state? It is Haryana. So remember this. We are talking about Khelo India National Winter Games. It means we are talking about any hilly state or the hilly union territory. So answer of this question is Jammu and Kashmir, and exact place is Gulmarg. So remember, exact place is Gulmarg. You can also see here Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated second Khelo India National Winter Games. You can also see here it is the National Winter Games 2021. Exact place is Gulmarg, and its main aim to Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat. It means we have to make India like one India, one nation. And Khelo India National Winter Game is an annual event that was held for the first time in 2020 in two legs at two different venues. One is like Khelo India Ladakh Winter Games in Leh, Ladakh, and second is the Khelo India Jammu and Kashmir Winter Games in Gulmarg. In 2020, it was hosted by two union territories. One is the Leh and Ladakh, second is the Jammu and Kashmir. But now in 2021, it is hosted by only one state, that is Jammu and Kashmir. And remember, recently Kiran Rijiju, Minister of State, Independent Charge of Youth Affairs and Sports, inaugurated first ever Khelo India Zanskar Winter Sports. If you know, Zanskar is a very famous mountain range and it is located in the Ladakh area. Then answer is very simple, that Khelo India Zanskar Winter Games started in which UT? Ladakh, and it is inaugurated by our Sports Minister Kiran Rijiju. He has also additional charge of the Ministry of Ayush because Shripad Yesso Naik is currently not well health wise. That's why additional charge of Ministry of Ayush given to Kiran Rijiju. Now we are moving to next question. India's first undersea tunnel to come at dash by 2023. It means India's first undersea tunnel to come at which city by year of 2023. So only one thing is important, that is undersea tunnel in India. So very simple question and most important question, and it is constructed at 20 meter below the seabed, and under of this question is Mumbai. So remember, answer of this question is Mumbai. You can also see here Mumbai will launch India's first undersea tunnel in 2023. It means this is India's first undersea tunnel which will come to operation by 2023, and this tunnel is built by Brihan-Mumbai Municipal Corporation. You can also see here this is the first undersea tunnel which will come to operation by 2023, and it is constructed at 20 meter below the seabed. And this system is also using a ventilation system known as the SCADO. So what is this SCADO system? It is very important because SCADO system constantly monitors emission level inside the tunnel and drives out the gases with air jet and ventilation fans. So it is very important. And wastewater, oil spills are also collected through the slotted drainage traps. So this is very important system which is installed under this seabed tunnel. And this tunnel will be connecting North Mumbai with South Mumbai as a toll-free path, easing up traffic. So there is a lot of traffic in the Mumbai, so it will connect the North Mumbai and the South Mumbai so that traffic can be controlled. And two undersea tunnels are under construction in Mumbai city. It means we are not talking about only one tunnel. They are constructing two tunnels, and it is constructed by which municipal corporation? It is constructed by Brihan-Mumbai Municipal Corporation. And what is the name of world longest undersea tunnel? It is the Siakan Tunnel or the Sikan Tunnel in Japan. It is the world longest undersea tunnel which lies 140 meter below the seabed. But this Mumbai tunnel is 20 meter below the seabed. So remember this. This is the most important question. So Maharashtra state is very important for you because Mumbai is in Maharashtra. And who is the governor? Bhagat Singh Kishori. And remember who is the chief minister? Very famous man, Uddhav Thackeray. And remember, two very important national parks in Maharashtra. One is the Tadoba National Park. Second is the Sanjay Gandhi National Park. Now we are moving to next question. Who is appointed as the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Central Bank of India? Guys, it is the most important question. Again, we are talking about a one bank and we are talking about MD, like Managing Director and CEO of one bank. And this bank is Central Bank of India, which was established in 1911. And answer of this question is M.V. Rao. It means we are talking about B option, Matam Venkata Rao. So B answer is right. Earlier, Pallav Mohapatra was the MD and CEO, but he retired now, and who become the new MD and CEO? Matam Venkata Rao. So examiner can ask the former MD and CEO of Central Bank of India. Former was Pallav Mohapatra. Remember this. And new one is Matam Venkata Rao, and examiner can confuse with M.V. Rao. So remember, the short name is M.V. Rao. You can see here, Matam Venkata Rao appointed as MD and CEO of Central Bank of India. So what about Central Bank of India? It is the first Indian commercial bank which was fully owned and managed by Indians. So remember, it is the first fully owned and managed by Indians, and it is the first commercial bank. Students confused with the PNB. So PNB is wrong answer. Answer is Central Bank of India. It was established in 1911. MD and CEO we know, M.V. Rao, and headquarters in Mumbai, Maharashtra. And what are the taglines? Two taglines are very important. Central to you since 1911, because it was established in 1911, and build a better life around us. So two taglines you have to remember. Now we are moving to next question, and these taglines are very important for the banking exams. Next is Unfinished, a Mamaya, is related to which personality? It means a memory-based book which is known as the Unfinished is related to which personality? It means this book is written by this famous celebrity. And answer of this question is very simple because we covered this question 2 or 3 times before this. So answer of this question is Priyanka Chopra Jonas. So remember, answer is Priyanka Chopra, and remember the name of the book, Unfinished. You can see here the book is published by Penguin Viking owned by the Penguin Random House India. And the book features about Priyanka Chopra's childhood in India, her teenage years in the United States, where she faced the racism. And the book also features her 2 decade, it means 20-year career as an actor and producer to work as UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador to marrying Nick Jones. It means all things will be explained clearly under this book. This is known as Unfinished. And recently, late former President Pranab Mukherjee memoir titled The Presidential Year 2020 to 17 released. So I think all the students know that 2020 to 17, who was the president of India? President of India was Pranab Mukherjee, and he was recently died. So that's why you have to remember the presidential year 2012 to 17 is related to Pranab Mukherjee, and Unfinished book is related to Priyanka Chopra Jonas. So it is very important. 2 books you have to mark under the most important section. Now we are moving to very important question section, and here is our first question. Which country holds first Sherpas meeting after assuming 2021 BRICS chairmanship? So we covered this question lot of time, that in 2021 who assumed the chairmanship of BRICS. BRICS is Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa. And the first meeting, or you can say the first meeting, was held in 2009 and South Africa joined in 2010. So you have to remember this. BRICS established in 2009 and South Africa joined in 2010. And 2021 chairmanship lies with India. So it means first Sherpas meeting after assuming 2021 BRICS chairmanship hosted by India. You can see here, India has kicked off BRICS chairmanship with the inaugural 3-day long Sherpas meeting. And remember, it is the 13th BRICS meeting which is hosted by India. So 13th BRICS meeting is hosted by India. And remember, what is the theme of this BRICS? Remember, we are celebrating the 15th inaugural anniversary of the BRICS. It means 15 years before that establishment of BRICS took place. So remember this. So it is the 15th anniversary of BRICS. You can see here, India succeeds Russia as the chairmanship of BRICS because in 2020, the chairmanship lies with the Russia. And theme of India's chairmanship, BRICS at the rate 15, because in 2006, first time BRICS formation, or the BRIC formation, because South Africa added later. So BRIC formation was established by the finance minister of the 4 countries. So that's why 2006 and we are in 2021. So there are 15-year gap. So it means BRICS at the rate 15, intra-BRICS cooperation for continuity, consolidation and consensus. This is the main theme of the India chairmanship, and it is the most important theme of 2021. The main focus of meeting was cultural and people-to-people engagement. It means we are focusing on the social welfare of the people. The 13th BRICS summit is going to held under the India chairmanship. So remember, what is the number? It is the 13th BRICS summit. And India has also got specific deliverables across all the 3 pillars of the India BRICS cooperation in 2021. So it is again the most important question, that what are the 3 important pillars of the BRICS? So this is most important. One is related to the economic welfare, second is related to the social welfare, and third pillar is basically related to the political welfare. It means, in contrast, you can say that these 3 pillars are political and security, second is economic and financial, third is cultural and people to people. So these 3 things you have to remember. Now we are moving to next question. Who has signed MOU with the common service centers to generate Ayushman cards under the Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana? So why we marked under the very important section? Because earlier the Ayushman cards were paper-based cards, but now they will use the new material like polyvinyl chloride cards. It means the plastic cards, also known as the Ayushman cards, and it will be launched by National Health Authority and the Common Service Centers of Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. They will generate new polyvinyl chloride card like PVC beneficiary cards known as the Ayushman cards under the Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana. It means this enables the eligible beneficiaries under Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana to avail their entitlements card free of cost. It means they will provide these cards at free of cost. But earlier the paper-based cards were cost at the rupees of 30. So remember, now they are basically distributing free of cost. So remember, it is the National Health Authority. So there are 2 things another important under this question. One is, who is the currently Union Minister of Electronics and Information Technology? Union Minister is Ravi Shankar Prasad. Constituency is Patna Sahib, Bihar. And who is currently the Chairman of National Health Authority? We earlier covered this question because new CEO, Chief Executive Officer of National Health Authority was appointed, and this person was Ram Sevak Sharma, or you can say RS Sharma. So this is the person. You can see here, Common Service Center of Ministry of Electronics and National Health Authority signs MOU to provide the Ayushman Bharat free PVC cards. You can also see here, these cards are known as the Ayushman cards, and this comes under the Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, under which 5 lakh rupees per year will be given for the primary, secondary and the tertiary diseases. This enables the eligible beneficiaries under Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana to avail their entitlement cards free of cost. And what about National Health Authority? Its CEO is Ram Sevak Sharma. And who is the Union Minister? Ravi Shankar Prasad. And what is the constituency of Ravi Shankar Prasad? I am repeating 2 times, that is Patna Sahib, Bihar, because it is most important thing. Moving to next question. What is the name of the portal which was launched by the National Consumer Dispute Redressal Commission for consumer grievance redressal? And it is started under 15 states and UTs, not all the states or UTs. So this is again important thing, that this system of e-filing of redressal commission is started by the 15 states and UTs, not the all 36 states and UTs. So it is started by the 15 states and UTs, and this name of portal is E-Dakhil. So remember, the name of the portal is E-Dakhil. You can also see here, E-Dakhil portal for consumer grievance redressal, now operation in 15 states and the UTs. You can also see here, this is started in 15 states and UTs across India, and edakhil.nic.in has been developed by the National Informatics Center. So all the portals basically are developed by the National Informatics Center. And e-filing of consumer complaint in consumer commissions and online payment of fees for filing a complaint is mandated under the Consumer Protection Act of 2019. But remember, original act, Consumer Protection Act, was established in 1986. So remember, original year was 1986, but in 2019 it was amended, and the amendment was started in July 2020. And the amendment is that you can file all the consumer complaints online at the rate of the edakhil.nic.in. So you have to remember this. And what about National Consumer Dispute Redressal Commission? This commission was established in 1988 under the Consumer Protection Act of 1986. And who is currently the president? Justice R.K. Agarwal, former judge of the Supreme Court of India, and headquarters is in New Delhi. And how many judges are in the Supreme Court? Total judges are 34, including the Chief Justice of India. Now we are moving to next question. Which state government launched e-Parivahan Vyavastha? So very simple question. And e-Parivahan Vyavastha, it means it is related to the transport department, and it is launched by the state transport department, enabling faceless services on driving license, like registration certificates like RCs, insurance, permits, etc. So this is started by the Himachal Pradesh. So remember, Himachal Pradesh, who is the Chief Minister? Jairam Thakur ji. And who is Governor? Bandaru Dattatreya. And very famous national park is there, like Great Himalayan National Park, very famous. There is a Pin Valley National Park, again very important national park. So remember, Khir Ganga National Park is also there. So these 3 national parks are very important: Great Himalayan National Park, Pin Valley National Park and Khir Ganga National Park. Already the people of Himachal Pradesh can avail the online transport service through this e-Parivahan Vyavastha. And previously the state has also initiated online services like e-Vidhan Sabha, e-Budget, e-Cabinet, making services very easy accessible. You can also see here, the Chief Minister is Jairam Thakur, and this system or this portal can be used for enabling faceless service on driving license, RCs, insurance and permits. And already they started e-Vidhan Sabha, e-Budget, e-Cabinet, so that they can make the e-governance system very effective. So this is the main criteria of this state, and Himachal Pradesh is very famous state. Moving to next question. What is the theme of India Aircraft Leasing Summit 2021? So mark under the very important section, and theme is important because it is related to the aircraft leasing. And the Civil Aviation Minister Hardeep Singh Puri ji highlighted that aircraft leasing is the most profitable segment of aviation value chain, but at present not even one aircraft has been leased from India. And what is the theme of India Aircraft Leasing Summit 2021? Answer is Rupee Raftar. It means you can earn more money by leasing the aircraft. So you can see here, India will be the world's 3rd biggest civil aviation sector by the year of 2024. So remember this, by the year of 2024, according to Hardeep Singh Puri ji, India will be world's 3rd biggest civil aviation sector. And in 2024, there is an election of Lok Sabha. So remember this, there is election of Lok Sabha because time period will complete in 2024 from 2019 to 24. You can also see here, and this is the world 3rd biggest civil aviation sector market in overall terms by the 2024, and it is highlighted by Hardeep Singh Puri ji. And Indian Aircraft Leasing Summit 2021 hosted by which UT or state? It is New Delhi. And what is the theme? Rupee Raftar. And remember, the leasing of aircraft has increased dramatically from 2% in 1980 and to 41% in 2018. It is estimated to reach 50% in 2020 globally. We are not talking about only India level, because at present not even one aircraft has been leased from India. This is a very saddening news. So not even one aircraft has been leased from India. Moving to next question. Now we are moving to important question section. Here is only one question we are discussing. World NGO, that is the non-governmental organization day, is annually observed across the globe on which day? So it is not so much important day, but it is related to NGO. It means we are talking about the social welfare programs. So maximum social welfare is done by the NGOs. So that's why World NGO Day is celebrated, and it is celebrated on the 27th of February, and it is celebrated on 27th of February 2021. And remember, first NGO Day was celebrated in 2014. And why this day is celebrated is just to create awareness about the importance of social work and to recognize and honor the contribution of the social workers like NGO founders, employees, volunteers, members and supporters who are working towards the betterment of the society, because it is related to NGOs. So that's why it is important. Remember, 27th of February. You can see the picture. World NGO Day 2021 is 27th of February. Now we are moving to one-liner important points. So first is the Exim Bank extended line of credit of USD 7.35 million to Republic of Nicaragua. So where is Nicaragua situated? So Nicaragua is situated between the North America and South America. If you see the map of the North America and South America, in between you can see the Nicaragua. So why India is extending line of credit of 7.35 million USD? Because to make efficient system of health sector in Nicaragua. So it is just to replace and supply equipment of the high technology center of hospital in Nicaragua to strengthen the health sector in Nicaragua. So capital of Nicaragua is Managua, Managua. So remember Managua, and remember the currency is Cordoba. Cordoba. This is the currency, Cordoba. So remember these two things, and remember about Exim Bank. Exim Bank headquarters is in Mumbai, Maharashtra, and managing director is David Rascuna. And next question is, Indian cricketer Yusuf Pathan announced retirement from all forms of cricket. Very famous cricketer Yusuf Pathan, brother of Irfan Pathan, and he belongs to which state? He belongs to Gujarat. Remember, he was also a bowler. He was also a very famous batsman. So maximally he was known for the batting, and especially for the fastest 50. Next is the late former President Pranab Mukherjee memoir titled The Presidential Year 2012 to 17 released. We already discussed this question. Next, Matam Venkata Rao appointed as the MD and CEO of Central Bank of India, again discussed. Himachal Pradesh government launched e-Parivahan Vyavastha, again launched. A World NGO Day was celebrated in February 27. So all the things we already covered, 4 news we already covered, 2 things you can learn from the one-liner important points. Now we are going to the question of the 27th of Feb. What was the question? Question was, which of the following Constitution Amendment Act deals with the elementary education as a fundamental right? So it is very important because it was added laterly in the Constitution under Article 21A, that is known as right to education. That it is every child right to provide or to get primary education or the elementary education at free of cost between 6 to 14 years. So it means it is our right to get education between 6 to 14 years, that is the elementary education, and it is added by the 86th amendment of 2002 under the Vajpayee ji government. So remember, in the year of 2002. So it is 86th amendment 2002, article 21A added under the fundamental right. Now we are moving to the question of the day. What was the question of the day? The commonly used coolant in refrigerator is. So very important question, and this is a stable coolant and non-inflammable coolant. So remember, you have to give me answer only in the comment box. I am waiting your answer and I am evaluating all the answers. So only give answer in the comment box. So guys, if you like this video, then please provide 700 plus likes, please subscribe our channel, and please press the bell button so that you can receive the notification on time. And it is a Affairs Cloud promise that it will boost your confidence in general awareness section definitely. And it is my personal promise that if you are watching the videos regularly and if you are reading the current affairs from the PDF, your current affairs section go strong. And guys, 90 to 95% questions which are coming in your exams are covered by Affairs Cloud. This is the genuinity of Affairs Cloud. This is the hard work of Affairs Cloud team. And I'm always saying that don't take life so much serious. Life is fun, life is beautiful. Always enjoy every moment, but always be happy, because happiness is the key of success. Thank you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.